You ready for this?
Gonna be fun.
You will not stand in my way.
Frostborn. Hunger. This pleases me.
I do not fear you, mortal.
Your soul shall be mine.
Don't make me laugh.
Needs a brew? Oh, I do. Feel a shredding, baby. Let the battle begin.
Hey, hello and welcome to the first annual Trolls.gg BlizzCon special. Members of both the Nexus Trolls and Trollin HGC prep you for BlizzCon from Anaheim.
Oh man, you gotta scoot in. Look at this. You gotta be cut off.
This is a very professional.
I can't go.
Professional.
There we go.
stream
There we
today.
go.
So this is the first time we've actually all met in person, right? No one's ever met anybody in person here
You know what?
before. No.
No.
And we're actually live from our hotel room at BlizzCon in Anaheim. So we got a great show for you guys. We had a packed BlizzCon starts. I have no idea. But anyways, I'm joined today, as always, by LiQuid, Mystic, and Bahgz. We have the whole Trolls.gg network here, guys. So I'm pretty excited. Before we start the show, we're going to thank our patrons over at patreon.com/TrollsGG. That's shared between the Nexus Trolls and Trollin HGC, since we're doing a combined show today. You might notice if you're watching the live stream or the VOD here, we got some cool Trolls GG swag that LiQuid got delivered to his house. We all decided to put it on for today. So thanks to all our patron supporters for getting this stuff. You see us at BlizzCon, tweet at us. LiQuid is probably the best person to tweet at, or Trolls GG, or the Nexus Trolls, or Trollin HGC. We'll get some of these cool sunglasses in your hands too. And also, we'd like to thank our Troll of the Week for this week. Who's that? Can you read that on the show notes?
Hey, would you look at that? The Troll of the Week's Guaz.
And how do we know Guaz?
Well, Guaz is the co-host with me on the Weekly Blizz. We go way back. We went to high school together, and he's a big Overwatch fan, but he does play a lot of heroes. He'll be there at BlizzCon with us. He was a little tired from his trip this morning, and he just got in, and everyone was meeting together. But he couldn't join us tonight. But
I don't know if there's any more room on this couch.
No, yeah, that was it. This is the end. This is all we can get.
Yeah, we're good to see you. It's going to be a bit more of like a different show than everyone's used to, too. The audio listeners, it might sound a little bit different as well, since we're using one mic in a room. It's not soundproof or anything. So just something just to bear in mind. But either way, it's going to be a lot of fun, guys, because we got a lot of rumors popping up too.
Little bit.
Yeah, I think it kind of like spoils the surprise a little bit, because I feel like a lot of this stuff's gotten leaked. So
you know what? Here's the key. If you don't want to hear a rumor and you want to see it live at BlizzCon on
just
Friday,
turn off the show now.
Just skip the next 10 minutes.
10 minutes. Okay, we're on the clock.
We're on the clock. 10 minutes. Damn, if I'd have been on it, we'd have had a snaz clock going too.
So I mean, you're the one who.
All right, so I found this. So on the team that I manage, someone posted the it's not Reddit. What's the other one that all the kids use that people make fun of, 4chan or something? I don't know. This dude posted the guy that's posted most of the spoilers, saying who's coming out next, and he is claiming that we will see 3 new heroes in the BlizzCon cinematic, either Friday or Saturday, and those are Alexstrasza, Tildon, which is the Firebat, and Hanzo. And then he kind of goes into what each of them are. Alexstrasza is the weirdest to me, being a multi-class assassin support who swaps between dragon and humanoid and has a global heal, which could be fun. I want to see how they implement her as a dragon. That excites me, honestly. I feel like we got shortchanged with Chromie. And I want to see Chromie in dragon form.
Is that a short joke?
It works on a lot of levels, Mystic. It works on a lot of levels.
Yeah, I think we all expected Alexstrasza to come. You know what? I'm kind of disappointed that these all leaked, to be honest. I was hoping to watch the cinematic and get excited last year too. Didn't really have Varian and Ragnaros. So
Schizophrenic has a good point that it was posted as anonymous, and it does line up with what that guy has said. So we should mention that it's anonymous.
Oh, thank God. Okay, so there's still some hope left still. I want to be wowed by the cinematic when they pop during the opening ceremony.
I mean, everybody wants that, right?
Yep.
That's what you're looking for.
Well, I feel like Alexstrasza is a given. But
they've hyped her up without hyping her up at all.
I want to see who they pair with. I mean, maybe it's Tilden and Hanzo, like they said in these leaks.
Right.
I know who you want to see.
Oh, who do I want to see?
Oh, Reinhardt. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, it's never gonna happen. Like they're so anti-Reinhardt. I'm almost giving up. I'm waiting for it.
Oh, you guys, who do you want to see there on cinematic to pop?
I think the internet agrees with me. I want Deathwing instead of Alistraza.
Like Deathwing, I agree with. And actually, Mystic had a good point today. Maybe instead of Deathwing, we would see Rathian, Deathwing's kid.
Oh, there you go.
Because Deathwing, like the problem is putting Deathwing in the game now that you've done a Deathwing skin for Diva. It won't happen. The same way we'll never see Widowmaker because you just get Nova with a Widowmaker skin, right? I just don't see them doing that.
Yeah, but does Deathwing's model actually look like a Diva Deathwing?
No, and the kit's different, but I just don't think that we'll see that. What would be cool though? I could dig seeing Rathian. Reinhardt is like I need to have it. I totally agree with Jay Howe. I want Hogger more than probably anything else, but we'll never, I just don't see it. It would be really cool to see Hogger, though. But Mystic, what do you, besides Rathian that you brought up earlier, what would you like to see?
I mean, I'd like to see Imperious, I think that might be a hero in the works, but I'd really like to see them feel that, and a cool idea that I saw on the Heroes subreddit was a carrier from StarCraft.
Oh, that'd be kind of cool. Huh. Okay.
Yeah, we might have to sell for Tilden the Firebat. That's I feel like it's such a disappointing thing. It's like, hey, here's Alex Straza with Tilden the Firebat.
Firebat. Here's a fire. But
that's one of the reasons I think it's actually going to be something different.
We'll have to see. I mean, that's why we're going this weekend, right?
Exactly.
That's like half the fun.
We've got a strategy though. We were talking about how we're going to get.
I was going to ask you how you guys.
We have this handled. Daz and I worked this out in the airport, right? Wasn't that in the airport?
It was.
So we're gonna go Friday morning. We're gonna go towards the back of the close. So they're showing the opening ceremony on 3 stages.
Yeah.
We're gonna pick the stage closest to the Heroes eSports stage.
You can, if it functions like it did in 2015, you can just pick your seats where you want to watch the Heroes eSports, and on the Jumbotron where you watch the Heroes.
That's what I thought.
Is where they'll play.
But they said it's not gonna be. It's only gonna be on 3 specific stages this time.
They changed it up.
I think they did. So I was hoping for that until they said that. So in essence, what we're gonna do is get towards the back of the stage closest to the Heroes eSports stage. We can watch it, and then towards the end, as it's getting close to wrapping up, or after we've seen Heroes and maybe Overwatch, jump then over to the Heroes eSports stage.
Okay.
And get our seats there.
Nice camp there. Yeah, we're talking about a lot of the different panels and stuff they do. We can catch those afterwards. They're just breaking news and such, but you really can't replicate the experience of being there live when they're actually doing esports.
Which is why I didn't want to leave the stage. That's why my good buddy Lyric, the janitor, is going to hook us up.
Yes. Now Lyric's going to have 4 buddies instead of 1.
All right, so you want to jump into...
Yeah, sure. Press one of those buttons?
Yeah, you do. You press that button.
Tonight on the Trolls.gg podcast network, Trollin HGC proudly presents Heroes Esports News, Notes, and Drama with your hosts, LiQuid and Bahgz.
Cool. Bahgz and Bahgz and Mystic and Bahgz this time.
Yes. All right, so we have a little bit of esports news, and then we're going to jump into results from last week, which I'm sure a lot of you know since BlizzCon starts Friday, and then jump into some picks before we go into some other stuff that Daz and I and Mystic put into the notes today as we were furiously cramming an hour ago. But okay, so I don't know. What does OWL stand for? Do you know what?
Overwatch League.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, well, why don't you do that one? Because you got this covered.
So the Overwatch, the team owner for the Seoul Dynasty out of Overwatch League.
Yep.
He his company is KSV. I don't remember exactly what he does. I think he's just a giant media conglomerate out in South Korea.
Okay.
So he bought an Overwatch League team for the $20 million buy-in out there.
Yep.
He actually now just bought out both MVP teams.
Okay.
Looking ahead to next year, I don't think he's going to be able to own both MVP teams.
Right.
So he probably will have to sell off one of the teams.
I mean, you saw Miracle at that point, right? Why would you keep Miracle over Black?
So
potentially the team that wins BlizzCon versus the team sitting in Korea.
my thing is like, what happens with MVP now? Do they come back? Do they pick up one of the teams that aren't sponsored? That's
it's
what
possible, right? If well, maybe, and this could be the exit for MVP from Heroes Korea. Like they were looking to exit completely.
Maybe.
And this is an easy way to get out. We'll say both teams were out, and then you have to deal with Miracle and figure out who you're going to sell it to.
So, but this guy was just, looking to establish himself in more than just one game, and this wasn't it. He bought the best team in the, arguably the best team in the world.
Right.
So that's what that is about.
And I know Bacon's in chat, so he's got to be happy that we're calling MVP Black the best team in the world. Go, Rich.
Wait until you see our predictions. You might not be so happy.
We did get some new features on the HGC site, which is really, really cool. They're doing stats per game now. So I tweeted Sea Steve when after the first game, and he said check out the new stats. This is a internally developed API that Blizzard has specifically for eSports stuff, and is basically pulling like Master League type data and then some into the Blizzard site. So that's pretty cool. Check those out. It's in every game. And Schizophrenic has a good idea. With H82 out and Hong Kono out, you can mix up some rosters and come up with the ultimate Korean team.
I mean, how many times has NA tried to build the ultimate team?
Hey, if you believe that spreadsheet we saw last week, like they're gonna try again because they'll never stop trying.
That's it.
You know what? It worked in what was that? The '88 Olympics with the was it the '88 with Jordan and
that was
and
92.
Magic? 92.
Yeah.
It worked in the '92 Olympics. Why can't we find the Magic again?
Barcelona. So, I mean, circling back, I really like what they're doing with the HGC site there. Like, you're going to be able to see the talent builds these players are going. You're going to be able to you're just going to be able to go more in depth than what Master League already provides for us.
My wife used to laugh at me because every once in a while I'd run up to the screen and I'd take a picture of it with my phone real quick when we're watching on the TV. She's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "They only show the talents for so long." And, like, I don't want to go wait for... Sometimes Master League gets games, sometimes they don't.
Yeah.
Sometimes they update right away, sometimes they don't. I don't want to wait for that, so I run up and I, like... That's a cool Leoric build. I run up and I screenshot. Like, because it's on the... We're watching on Roku on the TV, so you have to, like, take a picture with the camera real quick. So now I don't have to do that, which is pretty...
They're treating it more like professional sports with take stats for everything, and they make it accessible to everybody, too.
Right.
That's one thing I always like about baseball.
Ooh, here's something I noticed. So I noticed fringe averages in the chat here, and I was listening to last week's Gankbush squad on the plane ride here, and Fringe is like the biggest NA hater out there.
Yes,
he said he would apologize on the next Gankbush squad if NA made it.
You know, you can just apologize here, dude.
So just drop it in chat for us, why don't you? All three teams made it through.
3 NA teams, that's something. But yes, to your point, Daz, I agree. Like MLB Online or MLB Live or whatever they call it with the baseball stats. Oh no! Now you want this?
I want to get an apology from Finn.
But he's not gonna. He just said he's not gonna apologize. NA won, dude. It doesn't matter cheese or not. NA has 3 teams in. You have to admit it and accept it. This is the way it is, bro. This is the way it is.
This is gonna be great for the non-live listeners.
Right? They're gonna be like, "What is going on?"
I guess they have to deal with it today because it's a special episode.
That's a good point, right? Like, we'll probably say it like 3 more times a show, but this is gonna be a way different show than people are used to because it's 4 guys in a room with a microphone and chat on a big monitor. Like, weird stuff's gonna be said. I would watch the VOD on Twitch if you really want to get the whole experience because you'll see Twitch chat at the same time. But yeah, otherwise check it out on our normal.
I'm a little disappointed that Fringe is going to try and weasel his way out of this. You know, it's just, and you know, you just.
I mean, Schizophrenic's calling him on it in chat too.
But for anyone who doesn't know, Fringe Average is the host for Gankbush Squad, a podcast. Actually, films around the same time as Trollin HGC too. But they're a great show. You should check it out if you haven't before. They bill themselves as the only explicit podcast for Heroes of the Storm. A great bunch of content. Bacon, one of their hosts as well. He's on the Heroes of the Storm panel tomorrow at Con Before the Storm with LiQuiud here.
Yep,
so
that's gonna be a good show.
Great bunch of guys. We catch them in game a lot, and they're definitely friends of the show. I cannot strongly encourage people.
I can't fix it right now, dude, because like this setup is not gonna be nice to me fixing Nightbot. So we're just gonna leave Nightbot as cranky as he is right now.
Well, he's deleting Fringe's messages, so he's obviously doing
Right?
something right.
All right, so
Moving on.
we're gonna skip Honkono and HA2 because we already talked about that. They're leaving Tempest.
Yep.
But Rush Hots just brought this up in chat, and it was one of the bullet points in our stuff.
I didn't see this. When did this
Okay,
drop?
so this dropped while we were on the plane, or right before. I don't know, man. Sometime during the day when we were traveling.
When we were in airplane mode.
Yes. Zealots. It's not that Wish Esports is no longer sponsoring Zealots. It's that Zealots is choosing to leave Wish Esports.
So Trent had brought this up on last week's show.
Yes. And this is exactly what Trent was describing.
He was concerned about, yeah.
Zealots does not want to. So we don't know.
Why don't you guys tell us about how the ownership
Okay.
works for...
So basically, players can't own teams anymore in 2018. But when teams were sponsored, if there wasn't a specific provision in the contract that said, we get ownership rights of your team when ownership rights are available, then the sponsor had to go back and negotiate with players to get those ownership rights. In this case, what it looks like, because we're not in the know, so we don't know, it looks like Zealots and Wish could not come to an agreement on the ownership rights. Zealots is keeping the ownership rights, Wish is out, and they're looking for a new sponsor.
These ownership changes were a recent policy that was just
Yep.
placed last week.
Well, and it doesn't go into effect until the 2018 season, but because Zealots is out,
It's now's
they're
the
going
time
through
to
it already.
negotiate.
Right.
Yeah.
So
That's a shame.
yeah, but I also expected that. Like Trent said, if it wasn't in the contract already, there's gonna be problems. We'll see this out of other teams too, I expect. So we'll see. I think the only other thing, the grief of the best of threes. So we were discussing this before you got here. How many rounds are best of threes?
Just the quarterfinals. The
So I was right,
semifinals.
the semifinals and on.
Semifinals are best of fives, and the grand finals also best of five. It is a shame that it's a best of three in the quarterfinals. I believe there's enough. It's only 4 matches, so it's no different than you get your 2 matches of EU and your 2 matches of NA in one day. It's no different than that. It's 4 matches of best of 5.
So
it's totally doable.
The interesting thing about that, if you think back to DreamHack, I can't remember which. I think it was Midseason Brawl was at DreamHack. But if you think back to DreamHack went so long that they were actively kicking viewers out of the stadium because it went so long.
Yeah.
Which is part of why I think they went away from the best of 5 to try and shrink it down and make sure they didn't run into that problem here. So Daz and I had a conversation today about what's going to bring big money into Heroes. Part of the problem is viewership, right? And part of the problem is also Blizzard running this. And until Blizzard can really settle on a format that is the format and not keep doing these drastic swings like Junkrat, let Junkrat enabled. Oh shit, no, you guys don't want Junkrat enabled. Okay, no Junkrat enabled, but Junkrat patch. Oh, we're going to do best of threes. What, you don't like best of threes? Too bad, that's what we're doing. Like, until they can settle on their format, it's going to be hard for other teams.
Skizzo's got a good point. He thinks it's an NA conspiracy to get NA through. Because, I mean, it's a lot easier to have that Cinderella story when you've got a best of 3, right?
It's definitely
all you have to
easier.
do is luck into winning a couple games, and suddenly you're on to the next round.
It's definitely easier. I still don't know that I would call it an NA conspiracy.
Mill gives them a chance, a better chance.
Definitely easier. We'll get down there when we get to it.
And then I guess the last thing to talk about is that we haven't touched on is the HGC Oracle series, which got taken down.
Right, that's what I don't understand, because they were so good. Those videos were awesome.
So that is exactly what we've been asking for.
For like a year. Have you seen those? Either of you? Did you watch any games this past weekend?
Yeah.
So you know the behind-the-scenes footage stuff?
Yeah.
Those were the HGC Oracle videos. They took them down. Nobody knows why. Nobody's answered why yet. Unless our great chat people happen to have seen a reason why while we were in a plane that I didn't see.
Yeah, we've got some detectives on the work.
I mean, like, the reality is I got off the plane and had like 800 tweets and went, okay, I can't read all of this. And like scrolled really, really fast through it.
Yeah, there's a lot of tweets right around the time of the year because,
everyone's at BlizzCon now. So. Yeah, like half of them were, I'm on the plane, okay. I just was like, all right, I'm done.
That's pretty much what our tweets have been all day, too. It's
that's a good point.
Hey, we're here. Here's a picture of all of us, so.
Cool. All right. Got another bumper.
Hook is going to help out, and we're going to see Stitch's fall as well. It's going to be a 1-for-1 trade.
It's the 1-for-1 trade as we once again have the Dragon Blade used on the side of Genji. He's trying that in. Dashes out, sail yellow.
That was just about the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life.
It's a dance party, and you're invited.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to HGC Western Clash.
I forgot that one's so short. All right, so we're gonna go through some results of last week. Do you want to go over each of them, or you think we should just hit the number 1 and number 2?
I mean, we can, for the sake of time, we can do number 1.
Okay. All right. So out of day 1, which was Group A, we had number 1 seed MVP Black and number 2 Tempo Storm. And then on day 2, Group B, we had number 1 seed Fnatic and number 2 Team Freedom. Fnatic looked pretty good, and Freedom did take a game off Fnatic, which was surprising to me. Okay. Alright, Group C, we have Team Dignitas and Roll20 getting out of there. Those went the way I expected to. Did anything jump out at you there?
I guess the biggest thing is Roll20 beating Tempest.
Right.
That was huge. I mean, the Battlefield of Eternity comeback win, it was reminiscent of when Dignitas came back to beat L5 at the midseason brawl. It was really impressive. The other thing I want to talk about is Psalm's Kerrigan was absolutely off the hook. But when Tempo Storm was on the ropes.
You know the problem with that? Yes, it was. But Kerrigan is like all over Hero League now. Like all over Hero League. And it's like, really, guys, you're not Psalm. Like, forget it. Okay. We're going to go back. Before we come back to Group D, Schizophrenic in chat is pointing out that Rich complained about being misquoted. That may have been a reason, but why would you pull all of them down if that was a reason, right? But we'll see. Maybe Blizzard will tell us why this weekend. We can hope. And then day 4, we had Ballistics and Team Expert. Ballistics being number 1 seed and Team Expert being number 2 seed. I'm really hoping for SPT to win there. I was really hopeful. I know it was a long shot, but I was really, really hopeful that SPT could pull out a win there.
Just in any of the groups, it would have been nice to see at least one Chinese team to get through, so we'd have that, but none of them made, which is disappointing.
Beyond the Game did pretty good with considering that 3 of their people were subs.
3 players, they showed surprisingly well, right?
Yeah, that was crazy how well they did there. All right, so let's go through. We're going to pick our winners for the first 4 semifinals.
Oh, I got this.
All right. So MVP Black versus Team Freedom, and we're just gonna go from Mystic to me. So Mystic,
I'm going for Team Freedom because I want NA to win.
All right, Freedom it is. Bahgz.
All right, hold on.
He's got. I know what he's doing. I was gonna say, do you have it on under there, or did you switch? All right. We made Bahgz put on his Trolls GG shirt when he got here, but he was indeed wearing his Team Freedom shirt. Which, if I remember correctly, Landon said he was going to hook you up with a jersey this weekend.
If he can, he will.
He can, yeah.
So we'll see what happens, so I don't have to wear this anymore.
So are you picking them is the question.
The question is, am I picking Team Freedom? And the answer is no, I'm going to go MVP Black. But my heart wants Team Freedom.
Your heart definitely wants Team Freedom.
Team Freedom's my favorite team.
My question, Bahgz, is why are you using your head? I'm using my heart here. I'm going with Team Freedom. I think I want to pick them as my sleeper to do well in this tournament. There's always got to be a Cinderella story. I'm kind of hoping they're the one.
Okay, so I'm with Bahgz. MVP Black gets out. I would love to see NA win here. I definitely would. I think Freedom getting over on MVP Black is a long shot. You have arguably, let's not say number 1 team in the world, but definitely number 2. I think Fnatic is still number 1 team in the world. But you have the number 2 team in the world against the number 3 team in NA. I guess technically they were number 2, but I would argue that they belong in 3rd place. And like, I just don't see him pulling that off. Now, I also agree with Schizophrenic, who, on top of MVP Black, who's like amazingly good as it is. Noblesse is their coach now and helps them with all their drafts.
That's crazy, isn't it?
Like
their former arch rival now coaching them,
right?
Because they offered him a lot of money.
So I gotta go that way. You look like you wanted to say something.
I do. So, one thing I gotta ask you guys, since I'm not the esports expert, hence the reason you guys do Trollin HGC, and I'm nowhere to be found except maybe a little bit in the background on the production side when LiQuid can't do it. Why is everyone saying that Fnatic is favored over teams like MVP Black? Because I feel like MVP Black, from the games I watched, was so dominant, and there haven't been a lot of face-offs MVP Black versus Fnatic.
There have not been a lot of Fnatic versus MVP Black games.
So why is everyone...
Because the last time they played together was at Mid-Season Brawl, and Fnatic,
So
that was a long time.
Fnatic is are the reigning world championships based off the Mid-Season Brawl. A lot of people do put an asterisk on it because they didn't have to face any Korean teams in the Mid-Season Brawl. Dignitas were actually the Korean
That's
killers
right,
at
you're
that
right,
tournament.
you're right, yeah.
The last time Fnatic faced MVP Black was in the semifinals of last year's BlizzCon, and it was the first time a Western team beat a Korean team. And that it went crazy, and that's where the kind of like the Fnatic hype train started, and it's just gained momentum there as the team got better. And basically the theory is, the consensus is, if you're number one until you're not number one anymore. So until they lose,
they're still number one.
Everyone's
right?
calling them
now,
number one.
I think what's interesting, and you bring up a good point and a good question. I think what's interesting is you have Fnatic, who continues to improve, but they continue to improve against Western teams. They don't really face a lot of Eastern competition. And then you have MVP Black, who continues to improve against a lot of Eastern teams. So I honestly think you're going to definitely see an East versus West finals when we get there. And I think the grand finals is going to be insanely good, and it sucks it's a best of 5 instead of 7. But we'll have to see how that goes. But if you look at the bracket, right? Okay, so we're going to play it out a little bit. And let's say MVP takes out Freedom. I know with your heart you don't want that, but let's follow that, okay? And then you have Dignitas Expert, okay? So we're going to go through these, and then I want to kind of take it further. So Mystic, Digger Expert.
Well, I'm feeling a lot of Dignitas in the room, so I'm going to go with Expert.
All right, okay. All right, Bahgz, you're up.
I'm taking Dig.
Okay.
And I don't think it's going to be that close, honestly.
I've always liked Dignitas in general, and this is just, again, heart over head, even though the head and the heart agree here.
Okay. All right, so I'm also going Dig here. I think Expert, but the asterisk here is it's it's only a best of 3. Expert can do weird expert shit and win. There's no other way to describe it. ADRD is completely crazy. The dude is crazy. But here's the thing: if Expert wins, they lose to MVP Black. There's no doubt in my mind. If Expert takes out Dig, they lose in the next round MVP. If Dignitas wins,
they got a shot.
They have a shot, and that will be so cool to watch. So you actually want Dig to win here and see a Dig versus MVP Black for the best semifinal game that we could possibly hope for. In that case. All right, so the other side of the bracket. Fnatic versus Tempo Storm. Mystic, you're up.
I gotta go with my NA team, so I'm going with Tempo Storm.
Mystic believes that 3 out of all three are going through. All right,
Mystic's going hardcore NA here.
Of the 4 semifinalists, it's going to be...
All of them are going to be NA. You just watch.
If you were 2 seed, you go through. That's how it works. I'm going Fnatic. I was the most out of all of us down on Tempo Storm. I didn't think they were going to beat CE, and I'm still down on them. And, if I saw him at BlizzCon, I'm going to shake his hand and say, listen, man, you proved me wrong. But I don't see him beating Fnatic. I think Fnatic's going to get through.
Well, Fnatic, the boy band, right? They're going to make Tempo Storm go, bye, 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 bye.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about. Well done, buddy. Well done. All right, so I'm also picking Fnatic. But just to add on to that, all of the Tempo Storm guys have been complaining about being sick for the last couple of days.
Which
is definitely not going to happen. Yeah, Fury has complained about it. June hasn't said anything about it, but June has a new hairdo, so I'm worried that that's leaching into his brain.
The most interesting thing I saw June tweet about was today I learned that cockroaches can.
To Mystic's point, I want Tempo to win, but I just don't think they can get by Fnatic. Fnatic's just too good.
I agree.
All right, and then we have Roll20 versus Ballistic. Mystic.
Well, you're probably all going to guess what I'm going to pick. I'm going to pick Roll20.
All right.
Oh, man.
This is a rough one right here for you.
I'm going to go ballistics. But, I see the note you have here in a best of 3. Roll 20, I mean, they always say, no cheese, please, we're not mice. But
right.
Let's face it, they're going to pull out they're like similar to Expert, they're going to pull out something weird. And there's a chance that maybe they win one straight up, they win one with an odd strategy, and that's it. That's all you need.
Yes.
So, but I'm going to stick with ballistics. I think that I'm going to take the overall caliber team, higher caliber team. I'm going to take the talent in this one.
Yeah, and I'm going to say ballistics only because only one NA team's going to make it through, and it's going to be Team Freedom. There's no more room. Simple as that.
All right. So I also am going ballistics here, but like Bahgz pointed out, this is the one place where if Roll20 wants to cheese and cheese hard, they could get through. 100%, they could get through. They don't even have to cheese, right? It doesn't have to be a cheese strategy. It just has to be weird.
Throw them off their game. That's all.
Right.
I would make the argument that that's what the Warhead Junction strategy was. I don't think that's cheese. We literally saw Tempo do it the day before. The fact that they didn't, properly respond or play up against it the way they were supposed to, that's not cheese. You just saw it work again a second time.
Right.
You weren't caught off guard.
No, that's the game. Like, they specifically came out, and that's their 6.5-minute game that holds the current HGC record for the fastest game. Was with that style of play. So, like, if you looked at Roll20 at all, you should know they had that in their back pocket. As soon as you went to Warhead Junction, you should have been saying, yeah, this is a possibility. But, so let's assume Ballistic wins and Fnatic wins. That sets up the second great semifinal game, which is Fnatic versus Ballistics. And we could end up with...
that's a rematch of last year's finals.
Right. But what's cool, here's what I really like about this. We could end up with an all-EU or an all-Korean grand final, or we could end up with an EU-Korean grand final. Either way, like
it's a win. No matter what, everyone's happy, right?
What about NA?
Or we can end up with an all-NA final.
I know you guys love Team Freedom, but I'm just trying to keep it real here. The grand final is going to be EU-Korea. That's it.
Hopefully for the storyline, no matter what, it's not going to be the same region. I'd like to
No, I would like to see EU-Korea.
Yeah.
I would like to see Fnatic MVP back.
Yeah.
That's my dream grand final out of the team. Well, actually, that's not true. My dream grand final is Roll20 and Fnatic. Or no, that can't happen. But like Roll20 Dig or Roll20 anybody. That's my dream.
Roll20 Black, the rematch.
That would be cool, right? But the reality is, and the best I think that we would get grand final wise would be Fnatic and MVP Black.
Yeah.
So you're talking about cheese strategy. What kind of cheese do you think these teams have been hiding in their back pockets that they might be whipping out?
So that's an interesting question. I definitely think there are teams that haven't shown things, but I feel like the NA teams have done what they needed to get through, whether that was show or not.
Or cheese.
So, I don't know. It's going to be interesting. I think we could see some more medevac to core. We saw that this weekend too. I just don't remember who tried it, but they ended up failing, if I remember correctly.
I think it was Roll20 when they bit off more than 2.
You're right. Yeah, it was. Yeah. So I mean, there's definitely some cheese out there that can be done. The other problem, like Lord Boo is saying in chat, if Ballistics respects Roll20, then they're gonna win. But if they they don't care and they haven't studied the opponent, similar to what must have happened with Tempest, they could get caught. If you don't ban Medivh and you let Glaurung and Justine get Medivh Diablo on certain maps, they're going to destroy you. Or Medivh Garage. Or
it seems like everyone's caught on to that because I think Medivh was banned in every game they played this weekend.
Right? But even Tempest didn't ban him on one of the games.
I didn't catch.
So it comes down to, does Ballistics feel that Roll20 is worthy of the bans? Or do they say, you guys pick whatever you want. We're going to play our game, and you're going to be forced to play our way, not your way.
Mm.
Right? And that could backfire on Ballistics if they decide to go down that route.
It can't be that dumb. You got to have that. You can do best.
Korea,
you can ban out things they play.
Korea did that at mid-season.
That's how we ended up with 22-0, man.
They said, we didn't care about the Western teams. We didn't study them well. We just came to play our game. And then it cost them dear. So it can happen. It can happen.
So what lesser played heroes do you guys want to see more?
I want some freaking Murky. Like, that's the cheese right there.
What about Cho'Gall? Is he gonna make an appearance at all?
So Cho'Gall's interesting. I could see him making an appearance depending on the map and the comp.
I mean, Ariel's first picked so often now. I feel like you could
get away with it.
You can sneak in the Cho'Gall and last.
The problem is if you first pick, you have to be on the team that's getting the 4 or 5 as your last 2 picks, which means Ariel's coming in on your 1-2 pick, not on your 1 pick. So, wait, no, that's not right. It's coming in on your 1 pick, and then you pick 2 others.
We all know what you mean.
It'll be interesting. I don't think we saw Anna's full potential during group stage.
We did see some of her,
but I don't feel like we saw her played as well as she can. And it was very just the edges. It wasn't like.
Yeah, no, I understand.
So I honestly, out of all the heroes, Anna's probably the one I want to see more done with. I don't know that we will. I also am hoping that Roll20 doesn't try to do D.Va main tank again. That was a bad idea. I don't even understand that.
There's only so much cheese that you
can protect the hammer comp with D.Va
right
against Dig.
I mean, it was a cool idea. I liked the idea behind it. It was definitely protecting hammer, but it just didn't work.
I mean, it kind of worked in spurts. I just think it was a matter of execution, and they weren't able to execute it the way they wanted to. Right. They also suffered pretty greatly because Dig had Garrosh in that match. And he just tore up D.Va, just grab and throw. Man.
And throw, yeah, every time. Well, Garrosh was last picked that map after the D.Va choice, so, which made sense, right?
Yeah, no, it was strategically, picked for that reason.
And Schizophrenic has a good point. Noblesse does like, what do you call it? Colossus Smash variant. So that could be cool.
I guess one of the problems with cheese strategies in general is almost by definition, you haven't practiced them against high-level competition.
Well, you can't, right? Because it's a cheese.
Exactly, so the execution becomes difficult.
Which is what we saw with the Protect the Hammer. So.
Well, I guess only time will tell. In a few days, we'll know if any cheese comes out. I'm hoping for some Cho'Gall.
Cho'Gall would be cool. You see a lot of that in the Open Division. A lot of that in the Open Division. And even to the point where it must have crushed them to have to do this, but LagF had to ban Cho'Gall in every game.
Yeah, against support.
Which had to drive them nuts, because they're like, we're an HGC team and we have to ban Cho'Gall. What the hell is going on?
Some teams can really run them. So.
Yep. Cool. Are you ready to
Yeah, sure, let's jump into the patch notes.
Hold on, we got Chen, man.
We got a bumper.
Someday, this will make a great story.
Just so the listeners know, I can't actually hear the bumper, so I'm assuming it's done.
I believe it is by now, yeah.
Okay, we'll go with that.
Yep, it's done.
We're going to go over the patch notes, because for some reason, Blizzard decided to drop a patch the day before BlizzCon starts. And there's quite a bit of stuff here, too. It wasn't just like a little hotfix patch like we saw a couple weeks ago. There's actually quite a few heroes that got. We're just going to go over them quickly. Give some of our first impressions here. They're alive as of today, guys. So first off, and in the patch notes, this is listed under stealth, but we talked about it and we think this might have been a mistake. Because bouncing or chaining abilities will now bounce to targets that are outside allied visions. That's like Thrall's Chain Lightning, Vala's Hungering Arrow, Sylvanas' Shadow Dagger.
It's important to note though that Hungering Arrow is not mentioned in the patch notes.
It does say bouncing though. I know. What else is a bouncing ability?
No, I agree.
I guess
Hanzo's ability is going to be a monster.
Cassia's little ball thing.
Oh yeah, her lightning ball.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
But it was listed under stealth, which made some people speculate this might actually attack or bounce to stealth heroes. But I think that was a mistake. I guess we can verify that pretty easily in game if we have a chance to.
Hey, you know what? Yes. Bacon, I know you're watching. Mitts in the Nexus, man. Go get it done.
Yeah, I think this is more like Mystic was mentioning before. If there's someone in the bush or someone out of your, in the fog of war, it'll actually bounce those properly. Maybe this is a bug or maybe it was not intended before. Decide.
I have to address something real quick.
Okay.
Schizophrenic, you're crazy. Muradin was just fine. Super Muradin was great and fun to play. And Blizzard nerfed him.
We'll get to Muradin. He's down on the list a little bit still. First, we got Junkrat, though, right?
Yes.
Fun to play. It wasn't the greatest. Had pretty poor win rate and hot slogs and everything. So they decided to buff him. They buffed what you probably expect. His health is damage mostly. You got a 6% health buff, 3.5% health regen buff. Got an increase to damage of his frag launcher of 9.5%, so pretty sizable there. A few of his talents got touched. He got actually a nerf to his level 4. This is probably because of damage buff before. They wanted to kind of compensate for it. The Taste for Explosions, that was the questing talent, which is similar to what's the one called where you gotta do auto attacks to get your
not Merc.
oh my
god.
One of like Raynor and
Raynor has it. Yeah.
Anyways,
Solsted has it too.
Anyways, where your damage is increased.
Seasoned Marksman.
Yeah, Seasoned Marksman.
Kind of like that-ish.
Sorry.
But whenever you hit a hero with your frag grenade, it increases the frag grenade damage. It used to be 0.75, but now it's just 0.5, so significant change to scaling there. But they did buff 2 other talents on this tier, Bonds or Hits. That's another questing talent where after hitting 12 heroes with mines, you now get a 40% damage bonus instead of 30%. I was actually liking Bonds. I like the mine build. It was kind of disruptive and fun. Obviously, probably not very good because I lost a lot of games doing that. That's besides the point. And then finally, they also buffed Gotta Trap Maul. Now you only need 7 instead of 8 heroes hit by traps. You have 3 charges of your traps and get the cooldown reduction. Finally, level 7, we got a buff to Sticky Wicket. This is where the Steel Trap would change from a root to 90% slow, but they add a little bit of duration. So they add a little bit more duration. Now it slows for 3.5 seconds. Up from 3. If you think this is going to make much of a difference on Junkrat, this is buff across the board, bud.
I mean, I think it makes him better, but not competitive better.
He won't be competitive till 2018. They'll buff him again.
He's fun to play with and annoying to play against, and I think that's kind of what they're going for. The last thing I want to see is an OP Junkrat. Because it's annoying having to deal with Garrosh pulling in, having to get thrown all over the place in your Hero League matches and tapped and have him coming at you Genji style with those mines. That'd be toxic. Raynor got some changes too, and I actually think this is a really big buff. Adrenaline Rush, it's where you get the auto heal after he dips both. And by the way, Raynor, it's been such a long time since I've seen him around. I had to look up the names of the talents. Anyways, it's had its cooldown reduced from 40 seconds to 30 seconds. So he basically gets this huge heal after 30 seconds of going down to that kind of threshold. You get that over and over again, making him a lot tankier, a lot more self-sustaining, play a lot more aggressive too. They also changed his level 4 talent. This is kind of compensate for this change. Relentless Leader. This is where you knock back enemies when you're stunned, which is a big thing against a mod. It also had a passive on. I never knew it had a passive on actually, which it gave a cooldown reduction to Adrenaline Rush of 15 seconds. Now it's only 10 seconds, again, just to compensate for that. So, LiQuiud, you're our local tank player. Is Raynor going to be more tanky here? Because that's what this
I don't know if I would call him more tanky. I think he will be able to solo lane. Well,
especially if you couple this with his level 1 talent where he gets the Give Me More. You
get
a lot of heals out of it.
Right.
It's deceptive. We're going to be seeing a lot more higher win rate out of Raynor. Maybe
Jimmy
back in here.
Good old Jimmy. Jimmy will be back.
I mean, he does a lot of good damage.
Yeah.
Okay. LiQuiud scrolling down, which means he wants to
move
along.
I mean, no,
I want to talk about Raynor.
We can keep talking about Jimmy.
Someone else want to talk about Raynor?
It's fine.
I know he's
I just need to talk about Murden.
He's a tutorial hero.
Schizophrenics here just bashing on Murden. I got to talk about Murden, man.
You're trying to scroll through the assassins to get to the tanks. I understand how it is. Okay, Raynor's good now.
He's bashing on Raynor too. I mean, he wants to run an experiment where if Blizzard removes Raynor for a week, will anyone notice?
Hey, I would notice. I love playing Raynor.
Jimmy, look, he's the first assassin I actually played to a decent level, so I actually have a soft spot in my heart for him.
I feel like he's the first assassin that everyone played to a decent level.
Well, and then I switched to Tychus and went, God, Raynor sucks, but...
But hey, maybe not so much anymore, right? Okay, moving on to Tychus. So Tychus got a bit of a buff. His basic attack damage has been increased by 9%, and overkill damage is also increased by 7% to the primary target, and 9.5% to the secondary targets in the back. So, what does this give him there, Mystic? Does this make him viable? I think he said no, right?
Yeah, not really. I mean, they gave him more damage, which is all well and good, but, doesn't really do that much still.
Yeah.
This is more lane clear, too, though, right?
Yeah, it is, but...
I mean, if you're using your Q to clear lane...
It'll still take, 2 Qs. Or not 2 Qs. It'll take, a Q and a bomb, or 2 Qs to clear a lane. Honestly... In my opinion, what they need to do is make it so that while minigun is active, his Q does like percentage of maximum HP.
Oh
Yes.
dear lord.
That would make him like.
AoE.
But
what
you
he's
can't,
supposed
dear
to
lord,
do.
that you can't. That's like
AoE percentage of HP.
the whole
like,
point to Tychus was he did massive damage to the tank. That's why he's got that short range. And Blizz was like, yeah, we don't like that, so we're gonna change all that. And now he doesn't get played anymore.
Now you power up that minigun, you shoot the tank. The tank's like, all right, I'm just gonna walk this way now, and then you're just like, well, my range is so short, I can't really chase him.
Right.
So I just like, dude, 3 shots. All right, I'm good. Like that's all I could get in on the tank.
Yeah, that needs to be Tychus. Tychus is in a bad place.
we did see some Tychus last week.
I mean, and you see medic for grenade build medic too. That doesn't mean it's good. That just means you see it, right?
Yeah. And I guess we might be seeing less of Q build Vala too, because
This needed to happen so badly. Oh my god.
yeah, Hungering Arrow primary target and bounce damage now reduced by 7%. And Caltrops actually got a buff. The Caltrops is a level 1 talent where when you vault, he drops mines behind you and he gives you a reduction of 5 seconds to vault after you've spent 100 stacks of hatred. Well, now you only have to spend 160 seconds at max stacks of hatred, which is, still quite a bit of time, but hey, finishing the quest early makes a difference.
That's like the difference between pre-10 and post-10.
Yeah, and then that you use Caltrops often in the Q build too, so this could be to kind of offset the Hungering Arrow.
Okay, I agree with you, but I think Lord Boo makes a good point in chat. Zarya is ranged, but she can step up to any hero in the game. Tychus needs that ability, right? You could leave his damage the way he was if he could survive like Tychus could.
That's Mystic's ringtone.
Sorry about
we learned that earlier today.
Hello?
My bad.
Zul Jin got some changes too. Guillotine.
Oh god, this also needed.
The cooldown has been increased from 30 to 40 seconds. 40 seconds. That needs to change.
Well, Zul Jin's like crazy strong right now, so this needed to happen.
Yeah.
But keep going.
And a few more talents got changed along the tree too. Level 1 Bone Slicer. That's where it would refund a 15 mana per hero hit on Grievous Throw up from 10 mana. So actually give you more mana back for that, so that's tough. Level 4 Voodoo Shuffle. Activatable ability that removes roots and slows, and also passively decreases the cooldown and mana cost. 33%. Now 40%, so they're actually buffing that. Level 7 Ferocity. The attack speed bonus of 35% in addition to passive is now 40%. And another one on that talent here, Vicious Assault, Grievous Throw damage bonus now 35%, up from 30%. Shit, this is a nerf? This is like buffs across.
No, wait. So these are we want you picking other talent buffs.
Yeah, and I mean Guillotine was a big part.
Right,
of the problem,
right.
So just put that from 30 seconds means you can't necessarily use it twice in a team fight. Two for those. Level 13, Eye of Zul'jin's the final one that got changed here. This is where basic attacks increase your movement speed. They just kind of tweaked it a little bit so it actually scales up a bit faster. Movement speed bonus is actually 6% now per basic attack on hero. But it maintains the same cap of 30%, so you're not going to be going 60% across the field. That'd be just ridiculous.
Sad day.
Hasmodan got some changes too. General of Hell, that's his D, the little guy pops out of lane there. No longer grants additional minion and merc health. Minions and mercenaries do get 25% bonus damage instead of 15%. That's kind of a strange shift there too, because I guess it's now easy to clear lane with AoE.
Yeah.
So it's not as they're not as tanky in lane, but still get the kind of same effect if you're not doing it. But maybe this makes Asmo a bit.
Yeah, it's easier to clear the lane that he's buffing, but if you don't clear the lane, it's gonna do. So you'll probably still get if you imagine that. All right, I sent a General of Hell with a full wave, right? I would get this percentage off of a cannon tower. Now instead of you'll still get the same percentage off that cannon tower if left alone. But if someone goes to clear them, they'll clear them faster, right? So that's really, I think, where the bonus damage comes from. In a vacuum, if you were to science lab this pre and post, say, okay, well at post, if I have a general plus a regular minion wave, I got 8 shots off the tower and this much health. But now if I send that same minion wave, I still get the same amount of health, but only 3 shots off the tower.
Yeah,
right.
Little PSA to everybody out there: please attack the general first. I hate when everyone if you're auto attacking and you're going for the minis, you're just dude, just go for the general first, then they all lose their. Or his bonus health too.
But I want to die to the minions because I'm attacking them instead of the general.
One thing you're not going to die to anymore is Sieging Wrath talent taking one because that got nerfed. Damage per player hit on his globe. This is the purple globe talent for those of you who don't know the name of it, where it throws his globe of annihilation out and it hits heroes. Gets us the increased bit to damage there. Well, the damage per player hit reduced from 4 to 3, and the damage to unlock the quest, the reward is down from 100 damage to 90 damage to that. So, I mean, I was talking to Mystic about this too. Like, Sieging Wrath is such an easy quest to complete. This is obviously Blizzard telling us, okay, we need to shift this power spike to later in. I feel like this makes Asmo a bit higher of a skill cap hero. Do you agree?
Yeah, I mean, it makes it so that you have to choose like where you put your general's health a little bit more because it doesn't increase health, and it just increases all the damage, which is good. But and then Sieging Wrath, I mean, this nerf to Sieging Wrath could turn people away from it more, and then Blood. So with Sieging Wrath, you're going like, okay, I have mid game power and like early late game power. With Taste for Blood, you're going, I have no mid game power, no early game power, just late game power. So
boy, is it power.
Yeah, but boy, is it power.
So,
if you don't believe me, watch 2-8 stream playing Asmodee on Taste for Blood.
That's crazy.
Stacked. And those dunks are...
Lord Boo's got some math in chat. 6 fewer shots, which is seconds faster, 10% buff to the archer minion. What's better? 3 seconds of 45% of an archer or 75%? Right? I mean, that's really what it comes down to. It'll be... I
guess the answer from Blizzard's point of view is pretty clear.
We can test that. We have to do it soon, but we can test that. Because the tournament realm won't be on this patch. We can run a game on the tournament realm.
Why do we need to test this? We just tell Bacon to put it in Myths of the Nexus.
Bacon, hurry up and test this before you fly out to Anaheim.
His new video series he's been doing. It's a very popular one, by the way. Again, we talked about Gangbush Squad earlier. Bacon, one of the hosts, he does a regular video series called Myths of the Nexus. Definitely check it out. It's on there.
I feel like we're just advertising for Gangbush Squad.
Yes, you can also find us at Trolls.gg.
Hold on a minute.
We gotta throw
He's
out
not even here.
We gotta throw out credit where credit's due. Speaking of throwing out stuff, Zagara's gonna be throwing out a lot less Niduses, though. You like that segue? Because the charge cooldown has increased from 60 to 100 seconds.
I have a question. Is it Niduses? Is it Night-Eye? Is it?
I like Night-Eye. Let's go with that.
Night-Eye. Night-Eye it is.
It's a lot less Night-Eye.
Less Night-Eye. Well, that's significant. 60 to 100 per second.
That's a huge change.
Like I've been playing a lot of Zagara recently, and I was kind of like throwing things out willy-nilly. Yes, I'm going with willy-nilly, not willy-nilly.
I feel like it should be willy-nilly.
Like, I'd be like, I gotta get out of this lane quick. I just throw in the middle of the lane, pop out, but now you gotta be a bit more careful where Nidus is and killing them.
Night-Eye.
Killing those Night-Eye. much better way of dealing with Zagara because it's 40 extra seconds now.
Yeah. I play StarCraft, and so the Nidus network is one single thing. The things that come out of the ground are called Nidus worms.
Mystic's over there, his eyes twitching. He can't see him, but he's like, oh my god, stop! It's not a Night-Eye!
Yeah,
alright, there
Mystic,
you go.
I'm pretty sure we're even going to call it Night-Eye even more now. You're not doing yourself any favors.
You have a brain injury in a minute now.
So Karazim got a change too. If you ever played Iron Fist Karazim, on the third punch you get 30% bonus movement speed. Well, they took that and they smeared it across all of his level 1 talents now. They lowered it a little bit, so 25% bonus movement speed. But no matter what talent you pick, on level 1, you're going to be getting that bonus movement speed for Karazim. So, I to be honest with you guys, I love Insight, and I've always taken it. And like those cooldown reductions are getting bigger and bigger for Insight. Yep. Now he's got movement speed bonus. Is Insight going to be the new way to go?
Yes. So teams are already talking about that being the go-to, and now moving off of Iron Fist now, because half of the point to Iron Fist was the increased damage and the 30% movement speed. If you have the movement speed and you have the CDR from Insight,
everything's always off cooldown.
Right. So it comes down to if you need the damage versus if you need the heals. right?
Or the damage and the heals. Insight can do a lot.
Well, Insight, yeah, but Insight won't be as impactful damage-wise as Iron Fist will. So it comes down to how your micro is. If you look at
you obviously haven't seen me play Insight.
So if you look, but no, like Korean players, like I'm hoping that one of the like Black or Ballistics will pull out Kerosene, because watching a Korean player play Kerosene shows you all the ways in which you're doing it wrong.
Why is it gotta be a Korean player? Bakery is
very good at it. Bakery does not A move nearly as much as the Korean players do. So like I swear to I can't remember which one it was. One of them is so smooth that like his auto attack was always punching, but he was also always moving. It was the craziest thing I've ever seen. So at Bakeries is good though, don't get me wrong. But I feel like this is one of the areas Korea does better than EU, where they're like, okay, if I'm gonna play an attack-oriented healer, I'm going to make sure my attack is always doing something, where Bakery plays it as a healer with an attack instead of an attacker with a heal, right? So it's a style thing, and Bakery still does a great job, just...
Alright, so let me get this straight then. For Kerosene, Korea is greater than Bakery, but Daz is greater than Korea.
Sure, if that makes you feel good.
You guys obviously haven't seen my Kerosene. You gotta watch my stream. I'll stream some Kerosene, maybe. It'll make you.
I mean, look, there you go. Schizophrenic's putting your Insight build right in chat. Blinding Speed, Palm, Quicksilver. I actually like Volley of 100 Fists personally. So.
Nice. Stukov, who I played a lot of in Chair League, has gotten a bit of a buff. A lot of people have said, hey, he's not great against dive. He just blows up pretty quickly to that, so they said, hey, let's give him a little bit more health and mana, or sorry, health and health regen. So 5.5 increase for both of those, 5.5%, so he'll be a little bit tankier.
We played a game 2 nights ago against this. That guy was driving me nuts on that. Now, can you imagine him with 5.5% more health and more regen? Like, no. Good Stukovs didn't need that.
I kind of agree too, but obviously Blizzard disagrees with you. They gave him the money.
Why they making money? I don't. This game would be all tanks if I made the game.
Are you tired of banning Garrosh first all the time? Well, that's not going to change after this nerf. Because level 16 Earthshaker, that's what stuns the targets in the impact zone from a fire and anything. Reduced from 0.75 to 0.6 seconds. So very negligible. I can't imagine it's going to make much of it at all. Go on to LiQiuD.
Yes.
Yeah,
these changes are.
There you go. As soon as we get into tanks, LiQiuD gets really excited. So LiQiuD's Entomb cooldown has been reduced again from 60 to 50 seconds. This is getting into guillotine territory here now. And then also,
I feel like it was low before though, and then they raised it when they changed March of the Black King. Or am I remembering wrong?
No, you're right. It was low. It was I think it was 50 seconds, and then it got increased to 75 for some reason when they
reworked them because they wanted March of the Black King to get picked more.
Yeah, and then everybody's like, March of the Black King is insane. Why would you even pick it to him, even if it was that cooldown?
Right, so they brought it back down to the original cooldown point.
Getting to the point where this game's been out long, it's hard to follow all these changes.
I
feel like you get back to like when we were at.
What's that website? That's patchnotes.net or something like that. I will find it and I will put it in the show notes for you guys later. They track changes to heroes too, so you can see what patch changed what. Great website. I use it.
Well, it's simple. You just look up what LiQiuD was like 2 years ago. Probably what he's like now.
You don't even have to because you literally just do. You pick LiQiuD and it shows you the whole history. It's awesome. I love that website.
They also changed one of his level 4 talents to kill peasants.
What? This isn't one of it. This is like hands down the talent to take now.
Yeah.
If you're gonna be soloing LiQiuD.
Yeah, Skeletal Swing now deals 100% more damage to me. It used to be 75. So it goes on extra.
Going pretty close to old LiQiuD where he Skeletal Swing, entire wave is dead. Alright, that's the next lane.
That was insane.
That was great. That was back in like the LiQiuD Joanna meta.
Yeah. Try the link. Lord Boo will. You know what? It's not gonna work. I know it's not gonna work. Don't try it.
So, because absolutely no one except for Lord Boo probably knows what LiQiuD's talking about. We're
gonna he put it in chat. He's got the URL for the Heroes patch notes that I was thinking of. But I know it's gonna kick him out. So
we'll put those in the show notes too for those.
And look, there you go. And Neil for double soak macro LiQiuD. Yeah. Right. Yes, that. I probably said single, didn't I? I did say single. Solo lane did. Yes. Lord Boo, you're correct. That's what I was thinking of when I said whatever the messed up thing it was I said. I'm excited about BlizzCon. I'm not thinking straight.
So you're also excited about Muradin too, though. You're always
no, I'm disappointed. Okay, I'm. Yeah. Can I do it? All right, thank you. Okay, so Stormbolt mana cost decreased from 50 to 45. That definitely had to happen. You were like running out of mana really quickly on Muradin. I mean, you didn't have to be, but like it felt so offensive and so great to be offensive that you were running out of mana. Level 4 Sledgehammer, which was his Q, deals 350% damage to non-heroic targets, up from 300%. That kind of helps. Sort of. Oh yeah, and it also removes 4 ammo.
That's really important, right?
I mean, it kind of is because you use it against the cannon tower when you're. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of that. I almost never take it. Skullcracker on level 7. Every third attack against the same enemy increased auto attack damage by 70%, up from 60, and also still has the stun. However, on the same tier, which meant almost nobody was taking Skullcracker, the stun on impact from Dwarf Tossed is now an 80% slow for 0.75 seconds. Seriously, Blizzard. Muradin, like, okay. Alright, I'm going to go into what Schizophrenic said. It sucks that...
I'll be back in 20 minutes.
So we even had a debate about this topic.
Yeah.
Muradin stunning you for 7 seconds sucks. I think we did. Maybe we didn't. Maybe we just talked a lot about it. This brings me back to Valeera and removing her stun lock so I can blow you up. That's how a rogue plays. And by God, that's how a hammer warrior should play. You should be stunned for a couple of seconds. Yes, at 20 if he took rewind and he lined up all of his stuns on you so he could so he could hit you with his Stormbolt, then he could jump on you, then he could rewind, then he could stun bolt you again. Like, yes, you should be stunned.
Just think about it thematically, too. You got a big dwarf jumping on your head, you should probably be stunned
right.
for a second or
like,
two.
That's how that should work. Like, this 80% slow is BS. I understand why Blizzard did it, because overnight, Muradin went from, like, never picked to always picked, and Heavy Impact was the go-to talent on level 7. I totally get why they're making this change, because it's the same reason they make other changes. I just, like the Valeera nerfs, I totally disagree with this.
About the one where they took away Varian stun on his charge.
Same exact thing. Same shit, dude. Stuns are stuns. You know, the so I'm really torn, actually. I like stuns and I like heroes with stuns, but at the same time I understand removing stuns or making them less impactful because you're removing cleanse from so many heroes. So I get it because there's like not a way to negate the stun, but at the same time I'm like, dude, please. I liked how he played. I liked how Valeera played. I loved how Varian played. Like, it was a blast with the Li Ming player. Like, my wife started playing right before they patched that, and I'd be like, I'm going to call out a target, aim at that target, and blow it up. And I would stun the target, and she would drop missiles in orb, and the target was dead.
Fun for you two.
Hey, man, don't be out there face-checking a bush.
But I guess that's the other factor, right? So the reason why they get rid of a lot of this is it's not fun for other people on the other
but
side.
But they released Garage.
Right. Like, come on. Like, it's not fun to be thrown, like, back and then taunted and then...
dead.
Right. Like, it's the same... Someone somewhere is going to die in the game. And dying sucks. So...
Killing is fun.
Yes, that's how it works. That is how it works. Now, I do like Lord Boo's solution where make it a micro stun and then the slow. I'd be okay with that.
The stun is also used as an interrupt.
Which is why I liked it.
And one of the impactful things of a stun over slow is also they can't use an auto attack.
Right.
It's got the interrupt to like various different to like Sylvanas Mine or anything like that too. Yeah. So even just taking off like a mini stun is a decision that they had to make a specific reason. So yeah, taking from the stun to slow, yeah, okay, the person's not moving very fast for a while,
right?
But obviously that wasn't the problem. The problem in Blizzard's minds was stun.
Right.
Forgot to mention too, we should have talked about this when we talked about the Troll of the Week. Last week's Troll of the Week was Dorsch 1. We gave him the Troll of the Week honors, and the next day he ended up becoming a writer for us. And just like I can't believe it. Maybe is Guaz gonna become a writer for us now too because maybe Troll. But anyhow, guys, if you want to head over to Trolls.gg, Dorsch is now one of our content creators, one of the members of the Trolls.gg. He's gonna be writing articles on a regular basis. He's got a series that he just started called Out of the Mines.
Yep.
Or Mines.
From the Mines.
And it's gonna be about his journey out of silver. So check it out. It's amazing. He also did a great kind of article about the sponsorship scandal, the Nexus Gamers League.
Yes.
Too. We got in touch. Well, he got in touch and got maybe not an exclusive interview, but an interview with them. And actually, the article.
It was exclusive. They have not talked to anyone else about this.
And it actually performed really well. We looked at our site traffic. We were looking earlier. It's like blip, 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 boom, and we got I think 28,000% increase in traffic in one day because of Dorsch's article.
Yeah.
But anyhow, just feel free to check it out and check out Dorsch's stuff. He's gonna be having more presence on our site.
He's in chat.
Forward. Yeah, he's great. He's been a great follower fan of the community. Now he's part of the Trolls GG family as well. Gotta make sure we get you one to listen to.
Yes.
You missed out the first batch, but I'm sure you want the next. So I guess we can.
That's actually it, unless you want to.
Yeah, I guess we can sign off. I feel like we can go on forever, really.
I mean, BlizzCon is in 2 days. Like,
before we start signing off, we kind of like guessed at like what heroes we want.
Yes.
But did you? And I might have missed this. Have you guys done predictions for what you think's gonna happen at BlizzCon?
No.
Want to do a quick roundtable, Daz? Do we have time?
Sure. Yeah. You can start off then.
Go ahead. Yeah.
All right. Since you're putting us in the spot,
you're going first.
All right. Fair. So, my guess is that we're gonna see a revamped Hero League.
Okay.
All right. I think we're gonna get Duo Q back in Hero League. That's my theory.
Okay.
All right. They're gonna unlock the API.
Took mine just now. Okay.
And then the other thing I want to talk about is because my part in the Trolls GG network is Trollin HGC. I want to see some new stuff with the league, and my prediction is that we're gonna see a paid sub spot. So there's going to be a paid 6th member on the team.
Okay.
All right, and they can rotate them. Not mid game obviously, but in between maps.
Right.
So maybe he's a one trick, but they have a strategy on a certain map where that person fits in.
Like Arena.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
Right. So where they have 4 people on the 3v3 team.
Right.
There'll be a 6th player on the team. Not paid coaching positions yet, but I think it's more important to get that 6th player on the team.
You'll get paid coaches from the orgs now that you have to have ownership anyway, right?
So there you go.
So you'll end up with paid coaches, or you should.
So I think we're going to get the 6th paid, but I think Blue is going to pony up for the 6th person. That's also going to open up the teams and give them the opportunity to take chances on open division players, so that they can pull them up. And if they don't work out, then they ride the pine and collect the paycheck until transfer periods open up again. But it allows them to take that chance. So I think we're going to see that. Trent disagrees with me, and he made a really good argument for it, but I'm sticking to it. I'm predicting that Crucible is going to be on LAN in 2018, and it should be.
I want it to be. There's no way.
Because the server, like picking your server is an issue. It's very important. These people are playing. It's almost as important as these LAN events that we currently have. And they have the beautiful arena in LA. There's no reason why they shouldn't.
Yes.
So I don't think we'll have the league as a LAN event. And those are my predictions.
All right, I want to address chat real quick, though. And then we can go into other predictions.
Lovely Hearthstone. I like that.
So voice comms is definitely...
You took mine, Lovely Hearthstone.
So here's the thing. It's definitely in.
You wait until everyone... Okay, go ahead.
No, I mean, it's definitely in. Okay, so I'm just saying, voice comms is definitely in. Here's the thing with voice comms. The changes they made to the Battle.net client where they added the social feature and the hotkeys already in the game, those are the 2 reasons that voice comms is definitely there. They just haven't, they haven't turned it on. It's there, but it's not on yet. So it's a matter of time before voice comms will actually be active.
Can I go to mine?
Go ahead.
Kind of expands
Yep.
So there's 2 things I was thinking that are really going to be coming. Maybe not necessarily now at I've read at BlizzCon. I think they might announce it. I know that they're making a big push into the social side of things. Yeah. So I wouldn't be surprised, at least I'd like to see some sort of a lot of people talk about guilds or some sort of structure to that.
Clans.
Clans, guilds, whatever you want to call them. Maybe to go in with your potential voice chat being a little bit easier and being damped with this whole like Discord feed they've got going on too.
I have a question for you, because I've never understood this at all. At all. I've been in guilds all over the place. I'm in a guild in Guild Wars where I play. A guild in fact, I run my own guild in WoW when I be bothered to play. Why do we need a clan in a 5-player MOBA?
Well, actually, I was talking to Shiz about this recently. I asked him pretty much the same question. He had a good response to it. Like,
okay.
Right now, we've got like chat channels, right? We've got /join Trolls GG. There's a chat channel there. But how great would it be if people could just become part of the Troll GG and get exclusive access to our like clan chat features? Maybe have a little extra stuff in there. Makes it a little bit easier for your like sub community.
So now I want to ask you a different question. So I want to take that a step further. Okay, and I'm asking because like I'm legitimately curious about this because I've never actually seen the true like requirement for this, but I'm willing to be swayed. We have Trolls GG. Gank Bush Squad has something else. I think it's like Win More.
Win Timers.
/join Win Time.
Yeah, because clearly we're advertising for Gank Bush Squad tonight. Anyway, if you can only be in one, you can be in like 7 channels right now. You can only be in one guild if they do it the way that they have in WoW. Then what, right? Like that to me, that's a problem.
Well, I'm not saying what I'm saying is a
solution. No, I'm just asking. Like,
I'm sure Blizzard's thought about.
Would you be okay with only being in one clan at a time, or like Guild Wars, you can be in like 8? You just pick which one you represent.
Maybe they're not going to call them clans; they might just be community, right? And they're like kind of doing this with channels like Discord.
When you can make your own channel, right.
In League, they have something very similar. They're called clubs.
Okay.
Instead of clans.
There you go.
Okay.
And basically, they are just chat channels, and you can hook up with people to play games and whatnot. Not only that, but when you create it, you have the name, but you also have a tag. So the tag goes in front of your name, and I think you can have up to like what?
See, that's my question. Like, that's what I want to see is multiple clubs or clans or whatever you call it. Like, if you limit people to one, I feel like that's a problem.
Either way, one of the big things that I've really liked about Heroes, especially that's changed a lot from when I started playing Heroes, is that I've become part of a community. I've met a lot of cool people, and like just through Discord, through Chair League, through different like community events and stuff like that too. You get that opportunity. I feel like doing some more social and making it a little bit easier at the end of the game would go. I don't know what the solution is. I don't know what Blizzard. I'm sure that they've got something cooking, if not just for the Battle.net app, but the other thing that I think that they're gonna. Well, I mean, I actually don't think this is coming for a long time, but I really hope it is in-game client viewing of like, sports events.
Oh God, yes, that needs to happen so bad.
Yeah, so that's an issue I believe with because it runs on the StarCraft 2 engine. But I know in League, Dota, Overwatch, Hearthstone, you can view your friends playing a match,
right?
And I guess build on that. You watch maybe to peek in on GM games or the current ongoing eSports games and client. That should be an option. I agree. I just don't know if they can. Just logistically, I don't know how to know.
It's not our job to figure out the technical side of it. It's Blizzard's job. We just say what we want and what we hope to see, and they can do it.
We just complain until we get
sprinkle some magic dust over the game and it happens.
So,
Rush Hots is a good question too. He wonders if we think the Heroes player base is going to grow next year. And one of the problems is we don't really know these numbers. We can't even tell if it's been.
They haven't said them, right?
Yeah, it seems like it's
the only thing we can base it off of is like Reddit subscribers. Right, like it's like.
No, I mean realistically, that's
kind of
very
scientific.
Google Trends, too, which I looked at times. You can see how many people are googling.
So
and such.
I think it's slowly but surely trending in the right direction. But
I think Trent was saying one of the on the last Trollin HGC episode, one of the big things about esports is it's a big money pit. Like not a lot of people are making money in esports these days, but Blizzard's side of it, it's a way to advertise and grow the fan base.
Right.
People see the game, they watch it, get more engaged, and make people like us talk about it. People like these guys have a whole show about it too, right?
It's like a big echo chamber, right? And it just keeps bouncing off the wall back and forth.
It's a good feedback loop, and it makes everything like more people come in hopefully to the game. And I can see things growing as long as Blizzard supports it. I think what we have to see from Blizzard is support going forward next year's HGC. Still committing to like improving the game, maybe having Heroes 3.0 come out next year, right? Showing that they're still committed financially as well to the game.
All right, Mystic, you're up. What do you want to see?
Honestly,
other than your StarCraft heroes,
you guys covered most of what I would expect. But what I want to see is better matchmaking. personally.
You don't hear people talk about that as much.
Oh no, they
used
still
to.
do. No,
Well,
they
of course
definitely still do.
Not as much. It used to be such a big issue. I feel games are fairly balanced though, like more than they used to be. Like you're always gonna get imbalances. Like you could take 5 people of exactly equal skill, play them against 5 people of exactly equal skill. You can have crushing defeats, right? Like people might be having a bad day or whatever, playing a hero they're not used to playing, right?
I think my biggest request, and I forgot to mention when I was up, is with Team League. They could completely revamp that to where it functions similar to Chair League, where you or how Arena used to had a roster. You remember you would have to get a charter.
You had to get a charter, and you had to. I like those. I miss those days. Even you don't even have to stick to that roster. Arena.
Yeah, you don't have to. You just go in and play with and you have a personal rating. It doesn't mean anything.
No, I want it to be a team rating.
Yes. So I feel like if they went that route with Team League,
I don't think they will though. After pulling it out of WoW, I don't think they'll go back to another game. I wish they would though.
It's a shame. It's just if they could revamp Team League, I think that would really increase the population there, and because that's the way to play this game.
So, a couple of things I'd like to see, kind of keying off that, automated tournaments within the client.
Right.
Like,
so we don't have to use something like Battlefy in the community.
Well, not even that though, right? Like Blizzard could run automated community tournaments, right? Other games implement the same things and have automated tournaments. It's not hard to implement.
They've been asking for this stone free.
Right, same concept.
They don't get it, right? They haven't gotten it. I remember seeing that in the Reddit thread.
So I want to see that, and like everything else you guys have said, but the API is important to me. I feel like as much as like HotsAPI.net is trying to help the community, and including the fact that now their uploader includes uploading 2 HOTS logs, so you can run just a single uploader now. It's just like Blizzard just needs to do their own API. They need to expose the data and allow us to see, the magic behind the curtain, if you will. They don't like doing that. They don't do it in Arena. They don't do it in Hearthstone. I just like, we get it, but Blizzard, it's like, pull the curtain back. The last thing I really want, I want to be able to disenchant my items.
Never do that in a million.
No, but I want them to. Like, I don't care about Jaina Regalia. I would DE that in a heartbeat.
The problem with that is, if you look at the Hearthstone model, it works to be able to disenchant stuff. Incentive to buy pack.
Right.
I feel like there's less incentive to buy loot boxes in here. So if you let people disenchant stuff, I guess maybe that would be a reason people would actually buy it, because then
then I can disenchant what I don't want, and I can get not dust, shards.
You know what they should do is just make it so you can buy anything with gems, so you can actually do real money purchase on any item in the store.
That would also work for me. If I could just buy what I wanted to buy, I would be okay with that.
Because the fact that you can only buy featured items with real money is pretty frustrating. Like, you're not going to buy 100 loot boxes just to get that one, like enough shards to get that one legendary item.
Right.
So, but Blizzard is very calculated with this. This is where like gaming is going. It's like kind of like that lottery, like a predictive lottery system, right? Where you want to buy more boxes and stuff. They gotta be careful where the money sinks are and where the money sources are too, and give that disenchanting power to your items. You could disenchant like all of your Kerrigan skins and buy whatever you want. You wouldn't spend real money on it because you now pick and choose from however many heroes we have, 70 some heroes. Pick the ones you never play and then just pour all those cards in the ones that do skins.
Now, Schizophrenic has a really cool idea. Map creator.
So that's the thing. When this game was released, like even like back in beta, they said that there was going to be a map editor for it.
Never happened.
The reality is, the way of the dance studio.
I would be okay with that going away and that never happening if they got off the StarCraft engine, so that we didn't have the horrible reconnect system we have right now.
I don't think we're ever going to get off the engine. I think that's too big of a
Probably
task.
Not.
But yes, it does have its it does, like if you
Heroes
disconnect
of
from the
Storm
game, you just wash your hands because you're not getting back in.
Right.
I'm changing my answer.
Okay.
I think they're going to fix the reconnect system, and I think that's going to get the biggest round of applause, bigger than a Deathwing announcement.
Dude, they've said that. They said that last year that they were going to make improvements to the reconnect.
Yeah, they changed.
And they did.
And
now they get the jetpack. They get the bar.
Make it so you have to sit there for 5 minutes waiting to reconnect. It's more like instant reconnect. I understand, like from a technical aspect, they have to like load everything that happened to the point that you're loading back into, which makes it complicated. But I'd like to say they're magic dust. They sprinkle it over, and we just get instant reconnects. That would make life so much easier.
I don't understand your question, Barrett P. How much are you guys going to score at BlizzCon?
I get it.
I think that's a question for the Gank Bush.
Right? That's definitely not our show.
Yes. I'm married, so I'm not scoring the BlizzCon. Either way, this is like super inappropriate. Suddenly, we're gonna score a bunch of merchandise.
That's where I was going with it. That's what I was just assuming you meant was merchandise because
apparently
we're not
a little bit dirtier than.
All right, so Rush Hot's had a good question. Do they need to put more spots for big regions? So I don't know that they need more spots for big regions. What they did instead was they gave the major regions a chance to win an extra spot at the clashes. So if EU wins at the Western Clash, EU gets an extra team coming to mid-season brawl. Same for Korea or China or whoever wins at the Eastern Clash. Or BlizzCon, depending on what time of year it is. And then the minor regions are going into a system where ANZ and Latin America will play off against each other and only one team will come out of that. And then Southeast Asia and Taiwan will play against each other, and only one team will come out of that. So they've cut the minor regions down from 4 teams to 2 teams, and they're increasing that one additional spot is going to go to either one of the major regions, depending on who wins the clashes.
One for the West and one.
Right. So they kind of did that in a good way, I think, Rush. Except I'm kind of bummed because now. I mean, like, you can make the case that, well, Red Canids didn't do any good, and you could have eliminated either them or Nomia if you had them play off against each other. Or not Nomia, Darksided. Yeah. And had only one of them come and then bring another Western team in type thing, so.
Are we running out of steam then, boys? I've got a hockey game to catch.
You do have a hockey game to catch.
You can see the Maple Leafs play the Anaheim Ducks, so I'm pretty excited.
I wish they were still called the Mighty Ducks.
Yeah, the Mighty Ducks of Anaheim. Disney, I guess, lost that one. But yeah, I'm not going to go see the World Series. I mentioned it's a lot more expensive to get tickets.
Game 7.
But yeah, Game 7 tonight in Los Angeles. But that's not Hots related, but still we're in LA. I'm sure this place is... Anyhow, again, that's neither here nor there. Let's sign off from our very first special episode, the cross-pollination of Trollin HGC and the Nexus Trolls. Thanks everyone for watching. Those of you hoping that, Trollin HGC follows this, we just kind of did a mashup segment on all of it, so just so you know, there's nothing after this. We stream this live on our Twitch channel, twitch.tv/TrollsGG every week. We do Nexus Trolls at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, followed by Trollin HGC, which starts after Nexus Trolls around 9:30 p.m. Eastern, 6:30 p.m. Pacific. Okay, let's go down the list and see where everyone can find everybody. So, Mystic, where can we find you, bud?
Find me on Twitter at Mystic Crowd.
He tweeted today.
How many tweets are you up to now?
9 to 30.
Oh!
Big tweeter, Mystic. Big tweeter.
Yeah, my youngest son can count to that number. That's not a good thing. How about you, Bahgz?
People can follow me on Twitter at BahgZ HGC. They can watch me stream on TV. Bahgz. I know Dorsch was in there the other night cheering me on, and I had some success in Hero League. I'm up to 8-0 on my placement matches right now.
You're ahead of me. I'm like 2-1.
So
right now.
we're doing all right.
We're Mystic to master. We're going Bahgz to master.
No. We might be on the precipice of getting that a gold for a change, but not that high. As well, if you enjoyed tonight's show or are interested in Blizzard's other esports offerings, consider subscribing to the Weekly Blizz, where my buddy Guaz and I cover all of Blizzard's esports offerings and can be found on all podcast sources.
Wow, that sounds familiar. He's a troll of the week.
He is a troll of the week.
Weird.
It's crazy.
And you can find me at DazHots on Twitter. And how about you?
So the best place to find me is on Twitter at LiQuidGG. That's LiQiuDGG. I tweet whenever I'm going to do anything. The shows. Daz and I stream with our wives on Friday nights. Not this Friday, obviously, because we're in Anaheim and the Wi-Fi is not that great here. And I think Friday night will probably be busy. So, but yeah, that's the best place to follow me at.
And where can people find you tomorrow?
Thank you. Thank you for reminding me. It's always like tomorrow, man. Tomorrow's a big day. I will be at Con Before the Storm. I'll be there early because I want to see Gilly and Dread early, and some Roll20's going to be there at 7. I am going to try and sneak a peek at Gillyweed's notebook. We'll see how that goes. But then I'm doing the Heroes of the Storm podcast panel at 8:45 Pacific, I think. I'm down at Calm Before the Storm. Check that out. If you're in town, go to calmbeforestorm.com. Check it out. It's free to get in. Lots of cool people are going to be there. Like, if you like Heroes, I will tell you now there will be lots of cool people hanging out there throughout the day. Go check it out.
And to be honest with you, that's your opportunity to hang out with people more so than the con itself, I think.
Right.
Con, there's going to be 30,000 people there. It's going to be super packed, super busy. Come Before the Storm's a better time to just, like, get that FaceTime in with, like, you know, the Gilly, Dreadnought's going to be there. Haloran's going to be there. I think Roll20 said they're going to show up too.
I think Tempo Storm's going to be there too.
Yep. So pretty much everyone that you want to see is probably going to be there, so you might as well head to that. Get a little bit more time with everyone seen in the including be there too. A lot of other podcasts.
You know, we'll be wearing our shirts with glasses to give out. So if you guys can find us there, we got glasses.
Hard to miss. We're wearing these blue shirts with the Trolls GG on them, and if you see me, I'll be walking into walls because it's hard to see through these glasses.
Mm-hmm. Wait, just to be fair, Daz does have a pair of glasses on under the glasses, which is part of what the struggle is.
So, yeah. It makes it a little bit more.
It's not like the glasses themselves make you blind.
So if you really, really want a pair of glasses, you get the most out of them, wear contacts tomorrow. Okay, well, so we can continue the outro. So thanks to all our Patreon supporters over at patreon.com. You never have to pay a dime for this show, but if you want, you can head over to patreon.com/trolls. It's there. Subscribe to our Twitch channel. TV there. Like to support us there, you can always follow us as well. You can subscribe to our show on YouTube, iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, wherever you happen to find your podcasts online. Looking for a great way to support us non-financially, you can leave reviews of the show on any of the previous mentioned platforms, specifically iTunes as well. Just any of those iTunes reviews really help improve the visibility of the show on iTunes. You can also visit our website at trolls.gg. Again, I mentioned before, some great content there as well as all our shows. Past and present shows can be found there, along with past video streams can also be found on our YouTube channel. If you're interested in being part of the Trolls GG family, we're looking for a writer. Sorry, Dorsch, we're looking for more writers.
We're not
being replaced.
Dorsch knows. We're looking for more writers.
And a social media manager. So if you're interested in that, you can just send us a tweet, send us an email us at Trollin. I guess Trollin at trolls.gg, the Nexus Trolls at trolls.gg, or you can tweet at us at Trollin HGC or at the Nexus Trolls or at Trolls GG. There's a lot of ways.
Well, that's why I want a social media manager, man.
So. We need someone to fix this because we're missing too much. And another great thing to do is you can join us in game /join Trolls GG. Hang out in the chat channel there. We're often lurking about along with other great members of the community too. Or our Discord channel. If you head over to trolls.gg/discord, you can find out the information on how to join the Discord server there.
Thank you, Saffron, by the way. We appreciate anybody that puts our name in any Blizzard survey. So, yes, thank you for that. Much appreciated.
Well, everybody, thanks for watching, listening. Have a great week.
Peace out. Go Team Free to be black.